Hey guys, what is going on? It is Alexander Williamson cracking a cold one. That is a cold Dr. Pepper. One cold Dr. Pepper. How are you guys doing? I'm doing just fine and dandy for the most part. Some allergies and a bit run down. Nothing like 4 hours of sleep to get you through the day. But I wanted to just kind of chat with you today. And there's some news in the fish world, there's some news in my fish room. And basically, I guess I just want to say what's going on, guys, and how's it going, and what problems do you have, questions do you have? I feel like I have neglected you guys as far as answering, aquarium setup stuff and so forth. And instead, I've talked at you. Hold on, I'm trying to wire my little selfie stick thing here. Now I can do this if I really would like to, and should probably fix my hair like a civilized human being on a live stream. But yeah. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Let me see who's in here. It looks like we've got lots of the usual suspects. Medi VP, Nathan, Igor, hello. Preston, what is going on, buddy? Hornwort, Pete, hey, what's up? I hope you're doing well, Pete. Whatever time it may be down under. Ginger, my lovely moderator in chief. She is the Law and Order moderator. Uh, Carla, what's going on? Mark, what's going on? Meredith, J Rad, Iron Man, what's going on? Abigail. All right, we got lots of people in here. Fish Dreams. Sweet. So people are filtering in, and this whole intro doesn't really matter in the beginning. But we got again angelfish laying eggs like there's no tomorrow. Um, in my city right now, we have protesters everywhere. My wife and I, in the heart of downtown, we have like 10,000 protesters. We got another few hundred in the neighborhoods like West Seattle and Shoreline, and so that's kind of what the title of this episode, number 253. It's a 253rd live stream. Just kind of saying, the world is going kind of crazy. The world's always been crazy, but people are calling it crazy. And, um, you know, there's peaceful protests, there's violent protests, there's right wing problems, there's left wing problems, there's just all sorts of tough stuff, and then there's all the normal illness problems and the isolation that we've had going on now for almost 4 months, and sounds like we have the highest numbers yet, probably due to everybody getting together and protesting. Um, and it just kind of made me want to lock myself in my house again, just as our city was like, hey, you guys can go out, you have to wear masks, and only 25% of the normal capacity can be seated in the restaurants and things, but you guys can go out. And so people have been going out, venturing out this week. I don't know what it's like where you all are at, but it was a little tense, I guess, and just in kind of like everybody wants to just go, "Wah! We're all free. We can do whatever we want." But I mean, this means hopefully that some of the fish stores, the aquarium things, will be getting back to normal. The main problem that we're gonna have in the hobby is, though, even if everything gets back to normal with being open and having normal hours and all that jazz, is that a lot of our fish come in on airplanes that have passengers on them. They're not just cargo planes or obviously not boats and things. They're overnight. And so we probably will still see it being pretty hard to get a lot of the fish in. So we're probably going to be relying on a lot of, guppies and mollies, platies, some cichlids, angelfish, rainbow fish, shrimp, stuff like that, that people can spawn in the hobby. Because otherwise, oh yeah, where is my fun headband? Good call, Zen Ginger. I don't know where it is. I've lost it. I've lost my mind. I feel like I've got dark circles under my eyes too. Um, but yeah, so you guys make me happy, and I wanted to get out and socially distance through the internets. You know, we'll do one of those ET things. If you guys could put your finger up and just touch the screen, and we'll just Elliot fish room. But yeah, so where do we want to start today? Well, right before everything hit the fan with the sickness, glow betta fish hit the market. How do you guys feel about that? Have you seen this? Have you heard this? Yeah, let's look at Sergio. Sergio! You guys don't need to look at me. I agree also, by the way. Thank you for the super chat from the Aquarium podcast. I agree. Need to get on there. We can tear it up and talk about lots of podcasty, aquarium casty things. Sergio's chilling right here. Sergio has some eggs, right? Well, he didn't have them, but if you can see them, they're on the heater that's off. That's just the heater that they like it at that angle. The cribs also, bellies, they're in their spawning colors. So hopefully my cribs will spawn again because they've got some babies. You might even be able to see them. They've been having babies every 3 to 4 weeks, but they've also been eating like 90%. So there's like 3 or 4 babies of each age, like 2 weeks to a month apart, just chilling around the tank. And the panda cories are also just going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because of the pheromones in there. So the other thing that I gone done and did that, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys, because well, I guess now some stores are open, so I can figure it out. But I broke my laptop. It's not working. I don't know what happened. I have MacBook Pro. I bought it, well, maybe 3 years ago now. Two, if not 3 years ago, and it won't turn on. Like, the buttons on the keyboard stopped working, and then now I can't even turn it on whatsoever. It'll charge, but none of the keys respond to my touch, and I can't even get it to turn on. So I have no computer right now, and so anything I'm putting out in the last week has all been on my phone, and I don't know what I'm going to do. It's so expensive to get a computer. I mean, I suppose I could go to Lenovo or something like that, like get one of those brands that would allow me to take care of some of these things without paying an arm and a leg. But as someone who does graphic design and just art projects, I feel like I don't know, that I need to bite the bullet and still stay on a Mac at least. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. So what's going on in the new fish room? I never did show you guys downstairs, so I'll show you a couple things upstairs first, and then I'll show you guys downstairs. We'll talk about some fish. And if you guys have questions, feel free to toss them out into the chat, and I'll try to answer them as I see them, if in between whatever it is I'm talking about. So in here we got some new plants established. We have a new Nicaea. Oh, look at that. They look nice. Their color actually is showing up pretty good. Hey Theron, how's it going? Will you get to see me live? Welcome to Thunderdome. Um, boy, they're both very red in the belly, aren't they today, guys? Look at that top, uh, his dorsal fin is so elongated right now. Very cool. Also, these glow light tetras, I think they're really underrated. I got them for $1 a piece or something like that at the Wet Spot online, which you can order from anywhere in the U.S. and possibly Canada. But they look great. I think they look really cool in the water. Something a little different than just blue neon tetras that everybody has. Look at all this nausea guppy grass. Also, we've got another crib. Now, this is the crib that you guys haven't really seen much of. She is a hybrid, and she's the odd one out. She doesn't have a boyfriend, but she's tried. Gall darn it. But not as brightly colored, you can tell when she's not in her spawning mode. And then we got a couple endlers in here. Yeah, Chevy Fish, I think that's exactly what happened is I think something spilled on my keyboard. I think quite honestly, my keyboard or my Mac was right down below the table. Something here probably spilled or maybe even, I don't know, working with fish, I could have dripped water onto it. Because I noticed the keys were kind of being weird at first, and then all of a sudden they just cut out from working all together, and I was like, "What is going on?" And it's really depressing because I mean that's how I make a lot of this content. I mean, I store a lot of stuff on there. I launched the live streams today. I had a hell of a time trying to get it all together and ended up monkeying around on my phone for a half hour before I could get the thing launched, trying to get a chat room set up beforehand. So if you guys do want to end up in the coming weeks, days, years, months, whatever it may be, supporting the channel, that would super be helpful towards that end of trying to either get it repaired, maybe. I'm skeptical of that. But getting something replaced, I probably can't buy something nearly as expensive as the one I had, unfortunately. But we'll see. So the other thing in this tank is we've got lots of shrimp in here now. They're really starting to take off. These are the Malua shrimp. And the other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is the idea of on Patreon. Do you guys would it be worth money? Well, you know, I'm talking $1 to $3 or something, but I'm just trying to decide if it would be worth it to you guys to know like when I post information about a video or a topic, when I have a bunch of research links or when I have a bunch of thumbnail photos that I saved for research or whatever it may be, if you guys would like to see the behind the scenes of all the time and effort that I put into that, but then maybe you guys could dig around for your own things. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of some ways because right now the monetization of YouTube is getting harder and harder every day to make it work well. I mean, you guys are awesome viewers. I appreciate it so much. You ask such good questions. You help each other out, and you just stand up folks. And you know, I think because of that, the channel actually per view, we're getting 500,000 to 1,000,000 views a month on the channel now between all 500 of my old videos. And I feel so proud of that, so happy about that. It warms my heart to think that people are reaching out, talking to each other in the comments, and talking to each other because they met on the channel or through the Facebook group, or that they feel like they can ask me questions and maybe I can help someone with something. It feels good, especially when I'm stuck at home and just feeling bummed. And now I don't have a computer, which I don't have cable either, so that was kind of my my entertainment system also. It was my everything. But the fish now are back to being my sole source of entertainment, which is fine. Uh, the jelly bean tetras I'd really like to spawn. I'm gonna try them next, I think. See them with the orange fins? They're quite dapper. I like them. Yeah, that's real nice. Um, so if we look from above as per normal, you can probably see how bright these plants are, and the variegation of this one here. Oh, phenomena. And underwater, it looks real washed out. But I'm pretty happy with the way this tank is going. I might do a video too on how there are over 60 species of plants in here, and right now the CO2 is running a fairly high level. I'm doing fertilizer, a Bright EK and Brighty Green every day, like 3 to 4 pumps of each. And then I just put in some new root tabs by Seachem, and we shall see how much that helps. But the water column's getting fed a lot. I'm going to be doing a big old water change, which will spark more eggs being laid and things like that. Last time we did that, boy, look at the color reflecting off of this leaf. Can you guys see that? It's green from one angle, like forest green, or what's that green? Kelly green, and then it like almost it looks like algae or something at first, and then when you get it in the right light, it's like bright bronzy pink. It's not showing up live super duper, but just man, I love this plant. This one, and then the this one here, the silver Logonodremy boldi, which I just split because Alan, a viewer, I have promised him that I would hook him up with some because he hooked me up with his, and then he had to move, and he lost some in the move. So I've got a new plant right down there, a new start going with a big old piece of tuber root like that size going. What's going on here? Gotta replant this, but it is getting crowded in this tank. Like it's starting to look like a rummage sale or something. At the same time, though, I've been able to sell about $100 worth of plants every month out of this tank, which is really nice. Supports the upkeep of the tank, and then there's still a lot of room for all the little fish to swim around because we're kind of doing the macro nano tank, if you know what I mean. So we're doing little species, big tank. Isn't that like a TLC show or something? And soon we'll have a bunch more room when I redo the tank downstairs. Finally, we'll see. We'll see. Also, these the blue tetras that I have in here, I'm really digging them. These are Colombian blue tetras, and they're not cochuse, but they are very similar. And they're kind of spastic, but I mean they're happy. They just move a lot, which is nice. And then also the little Pseudomagil luminatus, these guys with the blue eye and the bright yellowish red color body, they're getting old enough to be laying eggs daily now, which is fantabulous. And they're starting to lay eggs, I notice, on this plant and then also over here. And here you can see, just look at the color variations I'm getting in the shrimp. So some are like that color. It's like a reddish brown, like burgundy color. And then some are ghostly translucent. I haven't bothered to put any of the blue phenotype that I've been working on for coming up on 3 years. I've been separating them every time I see one that has a little bit of a blue hue or red hue. I separate the two. Also, you can see that my leopard frog pleco, he's doing okay, but there's something going on where I can see his slime coat is not the bestest in the westest. So we'll have to figure out how to help him out with that. I don't think he's in bad shape. I'm wondering if he got like scraped on a rock or something. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, there's so many plants that are in here right now that it needs to be whittled down, you know. We've got Hygro Pinnatifada, Hygro Coriambosa, Hygro Blue, Cabamba Furcata, Cabamba Purple, Caroliniana Americana. We've got Super Red Ludwigia. We've got Mayaka. We've got Hydrocaudal tripartite, Hydrocaudal verticillata back there, Pogo stamon, which one is that? No, Signanthius cymbalum. We've got Rotala fire, Vietnamese sunset, H-Raw. Where is it? H-Raw. Oh, I guess I trimmed it all. So it's now down here more spindly. H-Raw and Wallachia. We've got Ludwigia repens and Red Star, Gold Star. We've got Golden Super Red, which is a new one. Yes, and this is CO2 in the tank. I just got new CO2, and I just replaced, just got new, these are just made by Fluval. I got a link below, I think, in the description to all my CO2 setup. So if you dig the way this tank's looking and you dig this, I figured out literally the cheapest way to set up a CO2 tank, short of if you know somebody who can give you free tanks or whatnot. I figured out the cheapest way, how to do it for about $150. And that will do up to 75. I know 55 reliably, but 75 in theory. And just I've tried a lot of different brands, a lot of different styles, and these are my favorite. Also, here we've got the African cichlids, the Pelvica chromis, or not Pelvica chromis. Sorry, guys, those are the cribs. The Nanochromis and Consorta with the pink eye makeup, and they're doing really well. The Cories, the Venezuela Cories, the Hebrosis. Oh, here's a mini Red Star super red mini Gold Star Ludwigia. It's a nice one. So this is the traditional Cabamba, purple Americana or Caroliniana Cabamba. And then the Furcata, aka Pantanal, sometimes it goes by red or fire blaze. But it is, you can really see how pink and red it gets now. Also, we've got the Hygropolisperma white, snow white. And then we've also got it in the crazy electric pink. I mean, it is just crazy. All right, let me answer some of your questions. Just thought I'd show you the two tanks up here. Let's see here. Also, I suppose I can show you. We've got the tank here. We've got some Emersed growth going on. We've got this is Nicaea gold. Interesting how it grows out of the water. And then love these little parasols, but this is Hydrocaudal verticillata. Shocking! And then this is the Corymbosa trying to come up and out. It does not transfer well. You can start it on land and then take it to the water, but the reverse of that usually kills it, and I think it's in the process of dying. Also, just because of the lack of light, we've got some Rotalas and Ludwigias that are staying super small. Also, we've got this a beauty of the variegated Ludwigia. See that? Doesn't that look nice, folks? Variegated red star Ludwigia. And then we've got the super red mini Ludwigia. Looking good, immersed. And then the Coriumbosa, Hygrophila Coriumbosa. And the Hygrophila blue. And then this is a mini. Do I like Monk's artwork? I like the Scream, and I like a few other of his pieces, but honestly, Van Gogh did it better. No, he actually, I think he captures emotion better than Van Gogh, but I do love Van Gogh's still lifes, and I feel like they're kind of, a lot of people get them confused and so forth, but I probably still a bigger Van Gogh fan than that. Theron Rick says, you imagine from this one aquatic plant seller, I picked up ram's horn snails, damsel nymphs, 2 earthworms, ostracods. Wow, yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Yeah, these planted tanks can be really fun. You can see there's no pump in here or anything, but we do have, going on over 2 years now, you can see the neocaradinas are doing just fine. This water is not super warm. It's probably 62 degrees, 64 degrees, something like that, because it's by the window and it's Seattle. I mean, it's not that warm right now.